In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the 10 brutal truths about living in the UK. So if you're an immigrant like me, you're new in the UK, then this video is for you. And if you're outside the UK, you're planning on migrating to the UK anytime soon, this video is for you. Hey lovelies, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Faith Ojone, and on this channel, I talk about ways you can travel abroad and settle abroad. I share resources on how you can get started. I share latest updates concerning the UK, what's happening in the UK, how you can move and settle in the UK, and I also share story time. If this is the kind of content you like, do hit the subscribe button down below, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I share content like this. Without saying so much, let's get started. Number one brutal truth about living in the UK is the cost of living. Okay, now they call it the cost of living crisis because the UK is an expensive country to live in. The cost of living is significantly high than other countries, from housing to bills, council tax to tax, and everything is expensive. London in particular is one of the most expensive cities in the world. They've named London the most expensive city in the world. So if you're planning to live in London or any major cities in the UK, be prepared to spend a lot of money on rent, food, and transportation. I cannot overemphasize on rent. The rent in the UK is killing. I mean, especially in London, it feels like 80% of your salary or 70% of your salary goes towards rent. And the housing crisis is killing. The government needs to do something about it. Number two on the list is the weather. I mean, the UK is, famous for the unpredictable weather. I mean, the weather in the UK is crazy. This minute is raining, the next minute is sunny, the other minute is cloudy. You can have all three weathers in a day in the UK. So the winter can be particularly harsh with very little sunshine. So if you're someone who enjoys sunny days, warm weather, the UK may not be the ideal place for you. I know if I talk about the harsh winter in the UK, those people in Canada will be like, they'll just be looking at me like, what are you saying? What are you saying? But I mean, I don't know. The winter in the UK, I got chilblains from the winter. My hands and feet were swollen, looking reddish because of cold. Too much cold. Like, you have no idea. The winter is crazy. That's all I can say. Number three on the list is the NHS waiting time. I know the healthcare system in the UK is free, but the waiting time for appointments and treatment can be very long. So the NHS is short-staffed right now, underfunded, and the demand for healthcare services is high. So if you need to see a doctor or a specialist, you're prepared to wait for weeks or months. There are private hospitals that you can use, but it is crazily expensive. It's a free healthcare system. You won't blame them. The next one on the list is the cultural differences. The UK is a multicultural society and you will meet people from all over the world. Why this is a great thing, cultural differences can sometimes be challenging to navigate. You may find yourself struggling to understand British humor and their traditions, their custom, and it takes time to adjust to integrate into the British culture. It takes time because they are not like open to let you into their culture. So unlike other countries, if you move to Nigeria as a foreigner, it will be so easy for you to integrate into the society because everyone in Nigeria will literally want to help you, want to teach you one or two things. But in the UK, it's not like that. The British people are quite reserved and they keep to themselves and they only stay in their circle. They're not like open to other people to want to teach them their culture. So I mean, you can stay in this country for 20 years and you will not have a single British friends. Like making friends with the locals, especially British people, I mean the main British people, it's very hard. They are very closed off. I'm sorry, but I mean that's the truth. So just be prepared to be friends with yourself and other expats like you or immigrant like you, but making friends with the British people, not so easy. Okay, the next one on my list is the work-life balance. The UK is known for its work culture and it's not uncommon to work long hours. The work-life balance can be challenging, especially in high-pressure industry like care sector, finance, law, I don't know which other sectors that is the fast paced. So many people struggle to find time for hobbies and socializing and self-care. That's the truth. Like, if you're working in the UK, you're like literally working. I mean, you have to intentionally tell yourself that, you know what, I want to have fun, I want to go out, I don't want to work. My friend Von Vicky, she's a YouTuber. She works like 7 days a week. She's like, I want to make money, I have the opportunity, I want to save money. I get it, you want to save money, but I mean, don't you want to rest? You have opportunity to work. So most times when people come, they just want to work, and you be like, the more you work, the more you save. But the truth is, it doesn't work that way. The more you work, the more taxes you pay, and you still make money though. But I mean, try and rest. Try not to pick shift, okay? You know, because if you can, please prioritize your self-care. It's very important. Don't work yourself out and not have a social life, because the UK can get you to that point. Trust me. Anyway, let's move to the next point. Now, housing. I mean, if you're migrating to the UK this period, just know that housing crisis is out of the roof. The UK is currently experiencing a housing crisis, particularly in major cities like London, Birmingham, Manchester, like top cities. The in demand for housing, London is the most, like, London house crisis is out of this world. So the in demand for housing is high and the supply is low, which means that housing prices are very high right now. It's not uncommon for people to spend a significant portion of their income on rent. Trust me, 3 years ago when we came to the UK, housing prices in London has dramatically changed. The difference is mad. London houses right now is quite expensive. Not even just London. There are cities now, landlords are increasing their rents. Even getting housing right now is hard. Talk more of even seeing one that is affordable. So if you are not yet in the UK, you're planning on coming to the UK, just prepare yourself to struggle before you can find a decent accommodation. And if you see anyone you like, don't complain about the price, because there are no cheap housing anymore. I don't know what the government is doing about it, but people cannot afford to pay rent of lately. A lot of people are going homeless. When I go on TikTok and I'm watching all these TikTok videos, seeing people being kicked out of their house and there's nowhere they can go and stay. I mean, that's the reality we are in right now. The next one is Brexit, the uncertainty. Even though this one does not have like a direct connection to me or immigrants, trust me, the UK decision to leave the European Union has caused a lot of uncertainty for people living in the country. Most importantly, the impact of the Brexit on the UK's economy, job market, and immigration policy is still unclear, which can take planning for the future, and that's challenging. UK leaving the EU has made the United Kingdom to want to change a lot of their rules, because before now they were using, it's a collective rules, so whatever rules the EU have in place, that's what they would usually have. But because they left the EU now, they have to change most of their rules. So immigration policies, today is this, tomorrow is that. It's changing like every minute. Like if you blink an eye, they've changed one rules, or if you snap your finger, something has changed. The immigration policy changes every now and then. This is why I keep saying that you should subscribe to my channel so you stay updated. I'm always up to date with the UK immigration policy changes, especially if you're on a skilled worker visa, or especially if you've not gotten your British citizenship yet. You want to know what's happening because you need to stay on top of your game, know what is changing, how you can be on top of the game before it affects you. Anyway, the Brexits have made the UK government to change a lot of their immigration policies. They're going to be changing stuff, they're going to be updating their policies, so just stay updated. The next one is commuting. Commuting in the UK can be a nightmare, particularly in major cities. The roads are congested and public transport can be unreliable and expensive. Many people spend hours commuting to and from work every day. When people get a job in London and people are advising them, oh, go and live outside London, it's just 48 minutes, it's just 1 hour, you commute to work. People have no idea how difficult it is to commute to work. I have been there, done that, and I'm like, I'm never gonna do it again. Remember, when we moved to the UK, London was where we stayed first, and people were advising us, oh, go and live outside London, it's cheaper, it's less expensive, you save more, you do this, you do that. And we did listen, and we went to go and stay outside London. That's the worst decision ever. We should have just remained in London, because myself and my husband, we both commute to work. Like, my husband is 1 hour to his work, mine is 1 hour 30 minutes, almost 2 hours. Do you know how frustrating, especially when I'm even coming back from work? Then I work with the Amazon warehouse, coming back from work in the morning when I'm tired, I'll just be sleeping in the bus, like passing my station and work. I mean, it was stressful. Trust me, if you are avoiding paying expensive rent and you decide to go outside London, make sure you're driving. Even at that, it's still not cheap. Anyway, commuting to work, I don't advise anyone to commute 1 hour, 2 hours to work. Like, it's not worth it. And the train tickets you pay if you're not driving, like, it's not just worth it. It's not worth it. Don't do it. The next one on my list is the crime rate. Okay, while the UK is generally a safe country with low crime rate, there have been increase in crime in recent years, especially in London, particularly in areas there have been like knife crime, mob and thefts. It is important to be aware of your surroundings and take precautions to keep yourself safe. This one is true. Like, especially with that we're in London. I mean, I see things and I'm like, God, what's going on? In the morning, you will see people have people's business windows, glasses. I mean, those people that have their shops on the streets, on the like in the major city in London, like in London, I just feel for them because you will see them, their windows have been smashed, things has been broken, stolen. A lot of businesses that used to have their doors open before now closes the door, so you have to push to come in, like, because people can just come into the stores, take something and they will run out. Like, it's crazy in London. Trust me, the crime rate is becoming more, so you need to be aware of this. The next one on my list, which is the final one, is mental health issues. Trust me, if you don't have any mental health before, when you come to the UK, you're going to develop one. This country is frustrating. Mental health issue is growing concern in the UK, with many people struggling to access support and treatment. The stigma around mental health can make it challenging for people to seek help, and waiting time for therapy and counseling can be very long. Of course, all these things, healthcare is free, so accessing this can take a while. And I feel like it's the weather. I read somewhere that lack of sun or lack of vitamin D can make you feel sad, depressed. I don't know. And maybe because, I don't know, the UK is really like depressing, so you need to start. And how you can break free from this is by making friends. You need to create a community of your own, make new friends, and you guys should hang out, talk to your friends. Like, try and join a community just to support you, you know, because it can be lonely, it can be isolating in the UK, especially if you're alone. I mean, it's not easy. Prioritize your mental health, go out, make friends, you know, try and be happy. So, I mean, while living in the UK can be challenging, it's also a wonderful country with a lot of opportunities. Okay, so if you're planning to move to the UK, it is important to be aware of all these things and also to know the good things that we have here in the UK. So many opportunities, opportunity for you to grow in terms of your career, opportunity for you to make money, opportunity for you to, you know, give your family the best life. I mean, enjoy the system, sort of. So things works here. Okay, the system works here. No matter the bad side, there's also an advantage to living in the UK. The UK is a beautiful country. It is very beautiful and you would love it here. If this video was helpful, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. I would also like to hear your own thoughts in the comment section. Tell me the brutal truth that I never mentioned. Of course, I know there are other truths. Leave your own comments below, your own brutal truth in the UK. So, and guys, I will see you in my next video. Bye.